Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now we continue exploring another great recipe from the 100 Plus Flavors Report. These paper-thin round wafers engraved with flower or leaf patterns, or better known as oblietjies, are traditionally baked in an iron pan called an obli iron. And we have Rowan Hackley and JC here to show us how. Now, gentlemen, I will not lie to you. This is my first time seeing one of these bad boys. What is an oblietjie?
Well, Ronan's going to show us how to make it. You'll talk through the ingredients and then...
Explain. Okay.
Yeah. So in this bowl we have the eggs, sugar and butter. That's creamed, and then once that's creamed all together, we add our flour and then our cinnamon as well.
Yeah.
All the dry ingredients we fold into the wet.
And you kind of are just making that swirling motion.
Yeah. And then over here we have our grape juice, just to give it that extra wetness.
So traditionally, it's actually made with a sweet wine, but you can also make it with a white grape juice.
Understood. Yeah. Interesting. Look at me learning. And is this a proudly South African dish?
Yes, so it's quite interesting, the backstory of this thing. So the name oblietjie comes from the French word oubliette, which means to forget. It refers to a dungeon room in a prison where prisoners were forgotten, and the shape, the flower shape, reminded people of the circular rooms called the oubliettes, where people were incarcerated in. And so it's, there's various stories of where it comes from. The French Huguenots, they came up with the word oubliette or oblietjie, as we know it now. But facts show that there are Dutch recipes that date back before the French Huguenots arrived in South Africa.
Wow.
So, yeah, so there's a Dutch influence there as well.
This is something that I have never heard of before, seen it before. And how would you normally enjoy this? Would you just enjoy it dry as it is?
You can enjoy it dry as is. And Rowan, how do you enjoy it?
Well, when I started learning about oblietjies, I saw that you could actually make it into a taco shape.
Wait, first show the viewers the pattern on the iron.
So that's the pattern on the iron.
And these irons are, by the way, super rare. So this is like, it's very difficult to find. And so if you don't have one of these at home, which I'm assuming most people won't.
I don't.
Yeah, you can actually just use like 2 pans. So what you do is you just make sure that they're very well greased. And you put the batter, like Rowan is putting the batter in there now. You put the batter into the one pan. You grease this side of this pan, and you press it into and it will create, well, its own little shape.
Its own little shape. So depending on, of course, the shape of underneath your pan, that is so simple. Okay, so South Africans, you can try this at home if you don't have an obli iron, but it is just that easy, and then you have to put it on hot.
Yes, it has to be hot as possible. So it cooks evenly, and then that gives it that color that you see on those end products. The caramelization of the sugar gives us the color on the oblietjies. I usually foam it once it's hot, and then I fold it into a taco shape. You can put ice cream with toppings and then enjoy it as a dessert taco as well.
Yeah, because
it's sweet.
You know, yes, I had a bite and I thought it was savory. It's actually sweet. It's a sweet treat, and it is absolutely delicious. That's so interesting as well. And I also kind of saw it when Rowan was putting his batter in his obli iron, is that you just need 2 tablespoons, otherwise it will overflow, which means the consistency of that batter spreads.
Yes.
And okay, so I can see that you're using a butter knife to take it out.
Yes. So whatever you have in your kitchen, you are allowed to use. Just don't ruin the shape of the oblietjie itself.
Oh, beautiful.
You are a master indeed. Oh, wow.
Once it cools down, it crisps up.
Okay.
And so if it's still hot, you can fold it into any shape you'd like to.
It is. Oh, yeah, it has already firmed up. Guys, everybody, come on in the kitchen. Come on in the kitchen.